Hello everyone and welcome to The Monster Inside. This was a free little thing I picked up on the Steam Workshop. They've got a lot of sales going on right now. Sort of height of weird sales they've got going on. I picked up Sniper Elite the other day for about £3. But hey, we're not here to talk about that, we're here to talk about this. This is a completely unexplored Let's Play. I don't actually know what's going to happen. So, all I know is it's a noir-style murder mystery investigation, but it uses sort of audio-visual cues. So we're going to play and listen, and you can have my MS3TK style commentary. But let's just dive right in, shall we? My head pounded, ears still ringing slightly. Some of the worst nightmares I've had in years left me feeling like I'd been punched in the jaw. But just like any other day, I dragged myself into the office. That's pretty much how I feel, dragging myself into the office. Ooh, I like this. There was another notice on the door from Mayor Vignetti's office. Permits out of date. They didn't like me much, and they were trying to drown me in paperwork. Okay, I like this. Can we interact with any of this? Ooh, I'm getting Comstock feels here, people. It was a slow month. Weeks since I'd had any real. Put my teeth back in. It was a slow month. Weeks since I'd had any real case to work on. So I passed the time pacing the office, smoking, and staring at the mirror in the corner, safely covered with an old bedsheet. Why would you do something like that? I don't dare look at my own reflection. Too afraid of what I might see. Afraid someday I might have to face the reality of what I am. A complete and utter loser. The girl came in so quietly I nearly choked on my cigarette. Okay, but you don't drink 'em. Please, mister, please. You gotta help me, mister. Okay, ooh, we get choices. Okay. Calm down now. Sit and talk slow. Yeah? What can I help you with? You ever heard knocking first? Well, I'm gonna be polite for a change. Okay, thanks. It's just... no one will listen to me. I'm trying to do that noir voice, you know, the sort of the black and white. I'm peering through my shutter blinds. Does it work? I don't know. Let's go for it. Just tell me your tale. I'm listening. She eyed me with a sudden dash of suspicion as I tossed back a handful of pills and chased them with a swig of whiskey. I was obviously aiming for liver cirrhosis and boxed kidneys. I could tell this might take a while. Her name was Lily. She told me she was the mistress. She told me he was his mistress, the man all over the newspapers, the infamous banker, Reginald Farnsworth. Well, if you were born with a name like that, you're probably going to go into banking. Mr. Farnsworth was a drunk, philanthropic bastard. But this girl seemed genuinely concerned that he had recently gone missing. Less concerned about the fact that Mr. Farnsworth's wife had just turned up dead in Central Park 2 nights ago. Huh. You don't understand. He couldn't have just done it. He hated his wife, but he couldn't have killed her. Everyone thinks it was him. No one else believes me. He's gotta be in trouble. I ain't saying I believe you. What makes you think he's in danger? Well, Mr. Jack. You can call me Jack. 'Cause he's full of it. Get it? Never mind. Jack. Whoever did that to his wife must have been the one who took him. He would never have left without me. He promised me. I'm sure Mr. Farnsworth promised this poor girl a lot of things. A pony. A jet plane. Nice haircut. Please, the cops won't listen to me, and they want to bring him in on charges. You gotta prove it wasn't him before they find him. Honestly, I doubt they're in too much of a hurry. Farnsworth had practically the entire police force in his deep pockets. He could fit an entire police force in there. He just like, you know, John Smith of London, they do amazing work with their pockets. I'm just saying. They found him and brought him in. I can't do narrations today. If they found him and brought him in, it would have been due to public pressure. Sometimes a mob with pitchforks is more dangerous than a man with money. Yeah, they typically are. I mean, we've all seen that bit in Frankenstein. I mean, like, a guy with a suitcase full of money isn't really gonna chase the monster up the windmill. I mean, guy with a pitchfork, though, yeah. You got my curiosity, but you might not like what I'll find. I can help you. We'll get to the bottom of this, don't worry. Oh, itchy nose. Let's see. You've got my curiosity to me. Oh, thank you, Mr. Jack. Thank you, but please, be careful. I don't think this was any murder or kidnapper. I think it was a monster inside. Ooh, I was close. A beast. Ooh. Beast. Tells us old as times. The word struck me funny. Like a clown. Like when you jar on your elbow in the hard corner. That's not funny, that's really painful. Not a word may be used these days, except in hush whispers and bedtime stories for children. Okay, maybe. Oh, they were real alright. They just got better at hiding, controlling their unseemly urges. But I hadn't seen any monsters in nearly 15 years. Back when I was still a cop myself. Hey, we got on the classic I was a cop, now I'm a PI thing. Eating cigarettes for breakfast and shitting out piles of nicotine. Well, it's definitely an interesting theory. I can help you. We'll get to the bottom of this stuff. Wait. Leave the detective work to me. Let's not jump to any conclusions here. I just have a feeling about it. Something tells me you can get to the bottom of this. You're good at this sort of thing. I don't know where I'm getting these voices from. Sure. Can't you see how busy I am with cases? I replied a little too harshly. Sarcasm wasn't my strong suit. Actually, giant suit of armor is the best strong suit. Just, you know, I'm winking at the thing. You can't see my winky face. Anyway, I reassured her some more and sent her on her way. I didn't want to scare her, but I warned her before I left to keep her doors locked and call me if she saw anything suspicious. I don't know if she was any danger herself, but better be safe than sorry. That night, I made my way down to Central Park. It was a long shot, but maybe there was something the cops had missed. Ooh, we're on to the next chapter. Oh, excuse me, I'm just gonna take a slurp of tea. I'm liking this so far. This is quite fun. The scene was already picked clean by the cops days ago, but I've got a knack for finding things others overlook. Oh, so we do get to the game portion now. Okay. A knack. More of a symptom of a condition. Other, less useful symptoms I keep in check. But for the time being, my keen sense of smell would come in handy. Okay. It was faint, but I could smell it before I even approached the police line. The scent was less of a thing, and more an emotion. Seduction. Okay. A strangely familiar smell. I expect there's a scent of trepidation or maybe even outright fear, but Mrs. Farnsworth seems to have been at the height of pleasure when she left the... Ew. Yeah. I'm not even... Yeah. Anyway. Pushing the thought from my mind, it was time to get down to business, and, you know, maybe buy a bottle of mind bleach on the way home. I don't want to think about it. Don't want to think about it. Don't want to... Investigate the scene. A thingy. Muddy footprints everywhere. Difficult to pick out anything from the prints of the cops left behind in their haste. 'Cause they're all dinguses. but cops wouldn't wear $2,000 pairs of Carraquinos. It looked like Mr. Farnsworth was here that night and walked away on his own 2 feet. Someone could have borrowed Mr. Farnsworth's feet. Did you ever think of that? He could have had a footectomy. The true way you hide a crime. Investigate the scene. A burn mark on a nearby tree caught my eye. I ran my finger along its length and felt a chill down my spine. I really should have worn a coat. It wasn't just any burn mark. It was the burn mark of an ancient magic. It's doubtful the cops would have picked up on it. Could Lily have been right? Something unnatural was at play here. Wait, tiny time out. Ancient magics. What? 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 I'm sorry, are we putting out a PB for Lord Voldemort now? But I was no stranger to the strange... What? After looking around for a while longer, I realized the park had given up all it was hiding from me. So I trudged back to my apartment, and my head hit the pillow like it owed me money. Oh, I like that. The next morning, I was reeling from another bout of ghoulish nightmares, but I tried to hide my discomfort when I saw Lily had already sitting inside my... Does she just, like, teleport in? She waited wordlessly as I unlocked the door and ripped down another notice from the mayor's office. I motioned for her to step inside, seemingly afraid of what I might say. She finally worked up the courage to ask, "How many licks does it take to get to the center of it?" No. So, what did you find? Found a spell's mark. What? What am I looking for? Carrier Knights, Lord Voldemort, or... I have absolutely no idea. Not sure about beasts, but something unusual was at play. Unnatural? How do you mean? I can't give details, but I'm looking into it. What does it mean? What about Reggie? Do you know where he might be? There were signs he was at the scene but slipped away. My tone was indifferent towards her as I turned and grabbed a bottle from my desk drawer. It was 7 AM, but I didn't care. He just got up and he's already... Wow, we had just gonna hit Trope Central, gonna do all the detective tropes. Yeah. Next thing you know, we'll find out he has a dead wife. Because, you know, we're playing all the cards and I love it. It's amazing. My tone was indifferent towards her as I turned and grabbed a bottle from my desk drawer. The dryness in my throat made it a little difficult to swallow my meds. But you don't know where he went. Do you think there's news the morning... Do you think the news this morning is related? What news is that? Haven't you heard? Nope. Rough night, followed by a rough morning. What? I was right about the dead wife, just not the right one. They found the police chief's wife's dead by the docks. They say it happened last night. My face might have betrayed a hint of satisfaction as she confirmed my suspicions, but it faded quickly. Amateur was a shit cop and a shit chief. He was half the reason I left the force. But now his wife was dead and I had more questions than the day before. Like, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? The gears in my head started to spin. Turns out I was a robot, which wasn't helped by the splitting pain in my temples. I told Lily I needed time to work, as she left slightly dejected, wanting more answers than I could provide. I was terrible at trivial pursuit. That night all the cops had cleared out the docks. I'd slipped down to see what I could uncover concerning Mrs. Amateur's untimely demise. People do have timely demises. They actually, you know, book an appointment with death. That sounds like a good book title. Appointment with Death. The cold air smelled strongly of salt, oil, and if you say what you said last time, I think, could it be? Oh, Could, could, you know, let's, never mind. It hit me like a long-forgotten memory, but the sensual fumes soon gave it away to the rush of adrenaline. I knew exactly what the scent reminded me of, and that scared me more than not knowing. I looked down at my hands shaking, the nightmares, the headaches. No, I was better now, reformed. I had to focus, no jumping to conclusions. Follow the evidence. Okay, so... I have a theory of what's happening. There, just there, the smallest piece of purple fabric torn and caught in a splinter of the board. Yep, I could totally see that purple fabric in this noir setting. Cool beans. The police report didn't say anything about Mrs. Amato wearing purple, and it was certainly of a quality that you wouldn't expect down here. Don't see too many high society types around flaunting royal purple threads. Investigate the scene. Do we have anything else, or is it just the chains? Okay. Red Phoenix cigarettes, some shitty brand I smoke every day. Everyone's got their vice. Oh, the same brand, or the exact. I pulled out my own pack of reds and lit it up. I could already feel the headache coming on, but looking out over the waves seemed to help me forget. The cold helped me push down uncomfortable thoughts that had been bubbling to the top of my brain. I'm terrible at reading things, by the way. Really good at writing, but not very good at reading. I honestly don't remember the walk back to the office. Apparently I spent the night in my easy chair. The air from the docks lingered on my clothes. It was still dark out. No, I checked the clock. How long had I been out? Had I really slept through the entire next day? A newspaper was sitting under the door. As I stood to fetch it, I nearly fell over. A wave of nausea hit me like a ton of bricks. I steadied myself and regained composure. Before I even picked the paper up, I could already read the headline. Breaking news, mayor missing, wife found dead. You know, I'm noticing a pattern here. Yeah. Never ignore a coincidence, unless you're in a hurry. 2 cases is coincidence. 3 is a pattern. 2 cops would come asking questions soon. They knew I had a history of antagonizing all the victims. I stumbled to my desk and slammed back 3 days' worth of inhibitor pills. I couldn't really take any chances. I had to investigate the scene to be sure. Inhibitor pills. Okay. I threw on my jacket and went to the door. Lily caught me off guard on the other side. Jack, where are you off to? I've been trying to reach you all day. I'm sorry, Lily, but I don't have time to talk. I have to go. Okay, but we need to talk when you get back. Stay safe. She gave me a soft kiss on the cheek as I rushed off. Part of me wanted to stay and tell her it would be okay, but it would be a lie. Ooh, I'm liking this. Do. The alley was located just behind the high-rise apartments where Mayor Vanetti and his wife lived. Lovely dump. I could tell the police were spooked now. The crime scene was even sloppier than the last. They haven't even bothered to submit the trash to evidence. Why wouldn't they at least look through the dumpster? It seemed untouched. No one wants to do the dirty work. But I know how to find the good stuff if it really doesn't take long to know what you're looking for. Lightweight bags usually mean someone was dumping documents. If you're lucky, they didn't bother to shred them. Jackpot. Shell companies, shady stock trades, bribes. I knew Mayor Vanetti was crooked, but this was unbelievable. And there was more. Letters between Mayor Vanetti and Chief Amato, talking about me? How they were trying to get me shut down. They didn't like me snooping around the crime scenes all the time. Well, They went here to stop me snooping around this one. Menezes' car. If he's still alive, why wouldn't he have left in his car? It didn't make sense. I honestly wasn't too motivated to find him, but the stakes were too high, and my bets was edging towards the unthinkable. As I searched around for anything that might assuage my fears, I caught that scent again. Oh, God. It overwhelmed my other senses with undulating... Dude, stop feeling the goody stuff at a crime scene. You know, it's a little wrong. Then again, everything else in your life leading up to these points probably hasn't suggested, you know, the epitome of great health, so let's just roll with it. It was intoxicating. A weapon used on the weak-willed. A weapon I knew all too well, though it may have been many years since I had used it. Was there another like me? Was I being framed? It wasn't possible, was it? I was taking my inhibitors. I was reformed. Yeah, you're saying a lot of wases here, kid. But the nightmares, the headaches, the memory lapses... I couldn't even trust myself. I started walking back out the alley when something shiny caught my eye. A watch. Not just any watch, though. My watch? How long had my wrist been bare? Surely I must have dropped it when I first came down the alley. I checked the time just before I left the office, hadn't I? Or had I used the wall clock? I couldn't be sure. I couldn't be sure of anything. So I ran. Hoo-hoo, it's getting interesting here, kids. I don't know why I ran back to the office. The cops would probably show up any minute to knock the door down with and cart me away. They would probably put it together before too long. Maybe it would be best for everyone if they simply faced my own reflection. But Lily was still there waiting for me. Jack, what's wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost. My own ghost has come back to haunt me from the past. Ooh, I like that. That's noir. Oh, that's a great line. You're not making any sense, Jack. Come and sit down. You don't understand. You're not safe around me. I took a good last look at her as I was prepared to shove her out the door. I noticed she was wearing the same thing she was when she first came to my office 3 days ago. A beautiful purple dress. Odd that I hadn't really noticed it before, but it made her seem out of place, out of time. It was frayed around the edges, torn in places. My chair caught my fall as my knees failed me. It was you. You're the monster. Succubus. Oh, Jack. We're one and the same, you and I. We're both monsters. I'm simply more honest with myself. There's no such thing as reformed. Those pills you take make you dull. Beasts like us should never suppress our true natures. As you have what? I was gonna say werewolf, but what? Those men were probably dead by now, too. I figured she'd probably take them to her lair and not gonna finish that sentence. Just gonna... yeah. So you've done all this just to... wake me up? How could you say that? Though it seemed enough just to have you doubt yourself. You believed you were still capable of such horrors. Which means deep down you probably are. You can't escape it. Now I need you to complete the deed. Yeah. I don't act like I didn't do you the favor. Those men hated you and wanted you gone. And now they are gone. No, they're not argon, they're carbon-based. Argon is actually a noble gas. It's quite dense. Oh, right, you mean they are gone. Oh, they're dead. Ah. I mustered the strength to stand again, moving casually to the window by the corner. She was right about one thing. I was dull, weak compared to her. If I refused her and she attacked me, I was a dead man. I had to keep her talking. I've never met a succubus who seduces and kills women. Well, obviously you haven't heard of gay. Okay. Oh please, that's so 14th century stereotype. I don't discriminate when it comes to pleasures of the flesh. Sorry, I turned into Pegasus Maximilian there for a second. But I still do need an incubus like yourself to take the... I'm not... No, God, gross! Ew! Ew! I'm not finishing that sentence. Yeah, you know... You can all read it. It's a bit icky. I'm tired of draining my lovers just to survive. I'm ready to settle down and start a family. As you can see, I do the best evil laugh. That maniacal laugh. I should have gone with the maniacal laugh from the Muppets film. I positioned myself carefully, making sure she was looking my direction. Sorry, but I'm not your guy. With a quick flick of the wrist, I whipped off the bedsheet, the mirror in the corner. Lily was blinded by her own reflection, so I sucked into the mirror with painful monstrous scream. Sucked into the mirror with a painful monstrous scream. Trapped. Shielding my own eyes, I pulled the revolver from my desk and aimed it at the mirror. Pew! And fired. Wow. Okay, so that was the monster inside. More random games, more from Random Seed Games. Oh, that title takes a whole new gross meaning now. Thanks. We have Luciana Passage and Time Frame. This. Explore the vast terrains of Mars, generated from real NASA satellite data, and survive by discovering random supply caches and habitats, personal adventure in otherworldly first-person sandbox. Time is relative. Sometimes 10 seconds can feel like an eternity. In Time Frame, you will discover a world in slow motion. Explore and remember a mysterious civilization on the brink of destruction. Those both sound awesome. I really enjoyed this. This was a free game. It's on Steam. I probably ruined it for you, but... I played it for my own experience and shared it with you. I don't know if this will go online. It probably will go online. I might even take a look at these two games. This was a fun little visual novel. I quite like these. I wasn't sure what was actually going to happen playing it for the first time. Didn't expect the noir meets monsters angle. I mean, I've seen it being sort of prodded at with similar concepts. What was the book? Ghosts of Manhattan prods a sort of like steampunk noir kind of world that I quite like. But it was really nice to see monsters, actual monsters. I thought he was going to be a werewolf. I honestly thought he was going to be a werewolf. Because monster inside, in fact he blacked out at night. I thought lycanthropy. I didn't expect incubus and succubus, which is a weird twist. I'm all for it. We got anything else? No, just really nice menu screen. I quite like that. But hey, I have been Ben. This has been The Monster Inside. Obsidian Pixels doing The Monster Inside. You guys, stay safe, stay beautiful, stay awesome, and I'll catch you next time. See you later, gal.